What's going on, gentlemen? Welcome back to the Unbreakable Man training session. I am your host, Dr. Dave. In this training session, we're going to dive into marriage, what you know, what you don't know, and what you can't possibly know, and how to navigate all three of those. Let's dive into it right now. Let me go to the old interwebs. Got this question coming in. Just want to say this. Hey, just wanted to drop in, say hey, I'm getting married in October. I'm thrilled to be marrying my best friend and would love to hear any advice you have on marriage. That was the question I just got. And this is what I would say about marriage. And I think no one is talking about this. Number one is actually, it's not just marriage, I would say. It's actually the coupling of two people that are coming together. You are now going from this autonomous human into now this couple that you have to decide what it means to be integrated. So if, let's say for instance, that woman, in this case a heterosexual relationship, if that woman is taking on your name, you need to decide what does it mean. So my last name is Cohodes. I asked my wife, what does it mean to be a Cohodes? What does that mean to you? Because you need to decide for yourself, what does it mean to be in this relationship, in this couple? Now, when you first start, typically you don't have kids. Pending you don't have kids, we'll start there. You need to identify, well, what does it mean to be an individual in this basis, right? So to be an individual, right? So you come together and you have that deep conversation. You identify your values and beliefs, and that's super important because if you can set standards and boundaries for your values and your beliefs, and you can start to understand, start to empathize. This is where empathy is a very, very good thing in this case. Understand the values and beliefs of another person, then you can show up for yourself and they can show up for themselves and say, okay, we're both living our values and beliefs for ourselves, ultimately making ourselves happier so that we're going to be a happier individual. I think that is the most underrated set or standard rather for a relationship, is identifying values and beliefs that you possess, that you have for yourself, and then setting the boundary to make sure that you live up to those standards and beliefs for yourself first. Again, yourself, this is you, and then you're going to be a happier person in and around your significant other. I think the biggest thing, the biggest misconception that most people get when they get into marriage, they think this other person is going to understand you, that they're going to want what you want, that they're going to do what you do, that they're going to be on the same page with you at all times. That is absolutely not the case at all. In fact, for most men, because we do love our wife, we want to honor the feminine in our experience, in our life, that we actually cut our own balls off and that we domesticate ourselves without truly living up to our own beliefs, our standards. We don't claim our own masculinity, our own nature, and so therefore we allow ourselves to then become a shell of a man. And we're becoming more aware of this. This is why we're even having this conversation, why you're even watching this video, because we're becoming more aware of this as men. But earlier in the 50s, 60s, 70s, we were just shells of men because we put ourselves back into a domesticated place. You look at the great warriors of the World War II, they came back and we got this great suburban sprawl. Everybody's got their own homes now. We've domesticated, we've taken away that warrior energy, that part of us that wants to get out there and conquer and do things and run up mountains and get after goals and be tactful and all that part of us. So we've stripped that part of us away. And so you need to go back into that for yourself. So again, if I was going to give you one key to marriage, is do you got to do you first. And no matter what your significant other says while they're freaking out about that, you're going to be like, listen, we need to do me. Like, I got to do me, you do you, great. Then you come back together and you create a more bountiful, more harmonious, more integrated relationship with your significant other. So that is the key advice that I would give you, is, again, live up to your own standards. Know your own beliefs and values first. Live up to the standards for yourself. Set boundaries if you need to. And then when you have kids, that's a whole nother animal, man. It's a whole nother animal, because now things are going to be shifting dramatically, not just shifting in your time and just the fact that you have a kid, but the physical hormones are now shifting in your wife and yourself. Things are moving at a faster pace. It happens. It's part of it. We'll talk about that in another video. But for right now, I love you guys. I know you guys are doing amazing things. Again, do you. Be on this earth for you, you and you and you and you and you alone. Again, that's the reason you're on this earth. Yes, it is to serve others, but through yourself. You can't serve another. You can't be in relationship with another, whether it be your wife, your community, your family, unless you're in relationship with yourself first. So start there. All right, use this, guys. Be your best self, do your best work, ultimately live your best life. We'll see you out there in the next training session.